And we're going to see a pretty big God that's going to save us through it all. So I'd now like to talk about preparedness. Should we have I can actually scoot through a lot of this quite quickly. Should we have a break or something like that? Or how do we want to do it? Or do we want to do it at all? How are we for time? Okay, I'm going to get through all of this because I've laboured the point in a lot of this stuff. So now I'm going to scoot through it. And I'll just talk about preparedness, just very briefly. Preparedness. It's a great little song. It's called Be Prepared. It's sung by a goat. And it's a wonderful song. It's great. It's from a little animated cartoon. It's really funny. So there's physical preparation. You know, we need a bit of money and property. There's and some of us may be wealthy, some of us may be poor, but we can all prepare to some degree physically. We can have a little emergency kit. We can have all sorts of things, knickknacks, ways of purifying water, so that when we're on the move, a first aid kit. Self-defense, we can learn how to do judo or something or other, or whatever, origami, if we're lightweights. We can prepare with community, having a group of people together. It's one thing to be individually prepared, but it's another thing to be prepared as a group of people, and that's an even greater preparation. And Yeshua is all about preparation, but he's also about not only the physical stuff, but the spiritual stuff. And this is the stuff that I've been concentrating on: the need for humility, brokenness of heart, obedience to Yeshua and his word, that is the general will of God, and listening to his voice, the specific will of God in our lives. Sometimes things that come against us are not just the devil, it's actually God trying to get our attention. So a wise man will see the difference. So there's this sort of preparation. We need to be able to listen to others. I might have all the preparation physically done, but if I'm unwilling to listen to others, sometimes God can speak to us through other people. Sometimes the devil can. We need to be able to be discerning, and we need to be people that can listen. We need a love for others and to be merciful. Without that, we're not going to make it either. God has mercy on those that show mercy. But I'm not merciful just because I want to receive mercy. I'm merciful because if I'm born of God, I do love. That's part of knowing God, being part of him. We need to be giving and selfless, not selfish. So in all of our physical preparations, we still need to have a heart for God and for one another. Okay, let's move on. Preparedness. Here's just a few scriptures, and I've mentioned them already. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So if you see trouble coming, and you've got the ability to make preparations and you're not doing it, and you're trusting in the Lord, look, I trust in the Lord too, but if you've got the ability to do some things, then by all means do it. Because otherwise you may find that you'd wish that you've made preparations. And I'm talking about physical preparations here. And Yahweh also says, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. So that's where I want to be. I don't have a whole lot of stuff to prepare. My preparation is to prepare you guys. You know, that's where I see my preparation. My house is you guys, you know what I mean? And if you're prepared, I'm prepared. If I don't deliver what God's put on my heart, I feel like I'm being negligent in his house. So there's that side of preparation. If you see trouble coming, you're going to let your brothers know. Proverbs. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. You know, there's a lot of wealthy Jews in Germany, but it didn't matter them a hill of beans. But righteousness delivereth from death. Isn't that wonderful? So if you've got riches, great, that's a blessing from the Lord. Use it by all means and rejoice in the Lord. But don't put your trust in it, you know. because it's righteousness that delivers us from death. And that's wonderful. That's a great leveler. We're all level. You know, the poor amongst us can be righteous as well as the rich. So, Proverbs 18, 10 to 12. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. Isn't that wonderful? I don't have a house, but I have Yahweh. I'll run into Him, His name, what He is all about. I'm going to Daddy, and Daddy will take care of me. So, David knew this full well on the battlefield. He knew that Yahweh was his hiding place. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. The rich man's wealth is a strong city, and as an high wall in his own conceit. That's the problem with riches, is it can lead to being conceited, because we get our eyes on the stuff, not the stuffer. Blessed be the stuffer that giveth us the stuff. So that's just something. So with riches comes a haughtiness in our heart. And it's a great thing to be humbled in our heart so that we see riches in their true context. It's just stuff. And it may be useful stuff. But it's only going to be useful if we're listening to the Lord in the time of wrath. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honour is humility. So if God is humbling us now in our heart, whether we're rich or poor, there's hope. But many people in this land are Laodicean. They're increased with goods and in need of nothing. But God says that they're poor, blind and naked, and they're not going to make it. He's going to spew them out of His mouth. And that's what we're going to see in this country. The judgment upon Laodicean churchianity. So when I read Matthew, I read these blessings. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful. Not if you're a prepper and you're not merciful, you're not going to get this blessing. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall what? Receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. I'd like that, Father. I'm in for these blessings. And these blessings don't require me having money. It's a heart thing. This Torah thing has got to lead me to this heart thing of giving my heart to the Lord. As a believer, we can give more to God. Please, Father, help me to do this. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted the prophets which were before you. Look, these are written by Torah-obedient fellas, these words. And these words are none other than the most Torah-obedient fella in all of creation, Yeshua. So they're words that I want to take to heart.